Hi, everybody. It's Adele Frizzell here. And
Tiffany.
so nice to see you, ladies. It's been a couple of weeks since we last did a Facebook Live. Today's talk is actually a really, really good one. It's on how to crush hunger and cravings. And we thought we would do this because it is very difficult to lose weight. And it's even hard to maintain a weight loss when you struggle with hunger and when you struggle with cravings.
Yes.
So we have a resource for you that we're going to actually refer to, and it is our guide to crushing cravings. And so I'm just going to share my screen so you can see that. Anything you want to add before we jump in, Tiffany?
That if you are new to dieting, it's definitely worth looking into these resources because those cravings can really be a downfall, especially if you don't know how to handle them when they hit, because they're going to hit. You're never gonna be in this perfect world where you're not craving something. There's always going to be something that you're craving at some point.
Exactly. I think that there's some really, really valid reasons why people struggle with hunger and cravings. One myth that is perpetuated out there, though, is that people crave things because they have certain nutrient deficiencies.
Mhm.
That's actually not correct. If they did, they would be choosing things that were higher. For example, spinach is very high in magnesium, but people generally don't crave spinach. They crave more unhealthy foods. So anyway, let's have a look at this guide together. I just want to share. Oh, look, it's sharing this. Okay, so we have this guide. It is part of our Eat for Your Goals course and is one of the bonuses. This Eat for Your Goals course is $30. You can get it at eatforyourgoalsprogram.com/mac. Just go to eatforyourgoalsprogram.com. And it's a 1-hour crash course in macronutrients. And what we're going to be covering today is one of the bonuses. It's this bonus ebook, A Guide to Crush Hunger and Cravings. It's about a 15-minute read. And so I'm just going to skip to this guide. So here it is. Hopefully you can see my screen. If you can't see my screen, please comment below. Tiffany, would you be able to monitor the chat if you don't
Yep,
mind?
I
Okay,
can go into
awesome.
it. I can
Awesome.
see the screen on my screen, so they should be able to see it as well.
Okay, perfect. So here it is. It's 20 pages. And basically, we talk about exactly why they happen and what you can do to put them in their place. Okay. And it's really not about depriving yourself of your favorite foods. When you diet, you can diet fast, you can diet hard to get the fastest results, or you can diet slower and just kind of eat more normally without a lot of restriction and stuff. We advocate that there are no bad foods. We don't like deprivation. We prefer portion control and things like that. And so let's talk about how you can actually manage your weight successfully, but reduce the cravings and reduce hunger. Okay. So what are cravings? Well, a study found that 97% of women and 68% of men report having at least occasional cravings. I don't know about you, but I crave something fairly frequently. Like occasional cravings, what does that mean? Does that mean like once a month, once a week, once a day? What does occasional cravings mean to you? How often do you crave something? Is it on the daily basis? And this is something worth noting. Do you crave more things when you're dieting? If you do, there might be reasons for that. Okay, so these cravings are intense desires for specific foods. They are different from hunger. If you're physically hungry, here's a good test. Could you eat an apple? Yes, then you're physically hungry. Otherwise, if you're just kind of like, I could eat something, but you don't want an apple, you're probably just craving something, or you actually want to change your state because maybe you're trying to escape your current feelings.
Maybe you're
So
bored.
you can be bored, you can be hungry. That's a reason, a
Rest.
legitimate reason for eating, but most of us don't eat because we're hungry. We
Mhm.
eat because we're bored, we're angry, we're lonely, we're tired. We want a quick pick me up. maybe it's just a habit. Somebody else is eating and we feel triggered to eat, or maybe, oh, it's 12, it's lunchtime, I'll eat, but we don't actually check in with ourselves and see if we're truly hungry. There's a lot of reasons why we eat. But anyway, we can talk about cravings here, and I'm just going to skip to mistake number 1, why you might be experiencing an intense craving. We see this a lot with our clients. You're not eating enough. I know it sounds crazy, doesn't it? Like, but I'm dieting. I'm not supposed to eat very much. Well, you're not eating enough of the right foods that are filling and low in calories, right? Eating too little can set you up for this vicious cycle of, okay, I didn't eat very much, so I can just have this cookie, right? And then you have the cookie, and then it leads to more cookies and overeating. And now you're actually no longer in a calorie deficit, you're in a calorie surplus. So one of the things we actually recently talked about with our transformer clients is how undereating leads to overeating, and it's that yo-yo dieting cycle. And that one of the things you need to do is just make sure that you eat enough. Okay, eat on a regular schedule too. You have natural circadian rhythms that help you help your hormones to know when it's time to eat. So you actually start to digest better. You have better insulin sensitivity. You have better nutrient absorption when you eat on a regular schedule. And if weight loss is your goal, you really do want a sustainable approach versus crash dieting. So try to have more vegetables. Go ahead.
So that's something I wanted to touch on real fast. It's how do you know that you're not eating enough? Well, if you're cutting your calories drastically, if you're counting calories and you're cutting them drastically, that's what we mean by not eating enough. You have to have enough calories. It doesn't mean, well, I eat 1 meal a day, but that meal is 1 giant cheeseburger. That's, that could be more than what your body needs in a day. So it's not eating enough of those those nutritionally dense foods.
Yeah. So, you could feel legitimately hungry because maybe you're eating foods that are very high in calorie, but actually really small portions. Mm-hmm. Like when you think about a cookie, it can be 150 calories. And do people really stop at one cookie? Not many, right?
Well, it depends on the cookie too, because some of those cookies that you can get from a bakery, they can be 300, 400 calories. There's a lot of calories.
600, at the gas station and stuff. And so, basically when you undereat, your blood sugar can drop, and that can set you up for making not so great choices because you're looking for quick energy. And so you really do want to make sure that you're having structured meals at set meal times and lots of vegetables, because they're very filling, but they're low in calories, but they also help you make you feel good, and they're healthy. Another one is not having a plan. Okay, so this is probably number 2 for our clients. They don't meal prep. And what happens? You get hungry and you reach for what's easy and what's convenient. Mm-hmm. And so in the absence of having a meal prepared, or when you think, oh gosh, it's going to take me 30 minutes to cook something healthy, you're probably going to just reach for something simple and easy and maybe not as healthy.
Yeah, I actually just touched on this slightly during our New You call last night, because if you guys are unfamiliar with us, for our clients that are in the New You program, they have a weekly New You call. So sometimes they're lessons, sometimes it's just office hours, but last night was a lesson and I was going over scheduling. And one of the things that I noticed when I stopped and looked at my time allotment, where I'm spending my time, is that I was wasting time instead of preparing myself for the week. And where I struggle throughout the week is eating lunch. I'm at home, I'm working. Sometimes I have a hard time pulling myself away from lunch and taking the time to prepare a meal. Or I'll wait to eat until I'm really hungry. And at that point, I'm like, what can I eat right now? So for me, not having that plan can really backfire, specifically for lunch foods. I do okay with breakfast. I do okay for dinner. So even if it's just, having a plan for one meal that you struggle with versus every single meal, that could really be beneficial.
That's really good advice. Yeah, this Sunday I didn't meal prep with my husband. So it was like, I noticed we've been eating kind of crappy this week. Like 2 lunches in a row, we had a frozen chicken pot pie. Like that's not that it's not enough food, but it's 600 calories, you know, and it's not as healthy as I like to eat. So we went to the store, got a bunch of salad stuff. Yesterday we had a massive salad with protein, and it was so much more enjoyable and filling. So, you know, make sure that you have some groceries in the fridge. Try to dedicate one day a week to prepping some foods, even if you're just doing sheet pan roasted veggies, roasted chicken breasts, or prepping some fruit. And also move that stuff to the front of the fridge. So it's what you see, because what you see is what you grab, right? What's really nice about meal prepping that people don't mention enough is that you don't have to constantly think about what am I going to have for breakfast or lunch or dinner. You can just, you know, that gets shut off. You're just doing your thing. And you know that you've got a lunch waiting for you that you just have to heat and eat. It's so nice.
And if you're busy, like I stay pretty busy with my kids and my schedule. I have a pretty busy schedule. It's really nice to have that just on the go. Like, wow, I don't have time to actually sit down and cook. What do I have available? It's just, you know, take a couple hours on one day and prepare something. And honestly, you could probably prepare an entire week's worth of food in less than an hour.
If you do some bulk cooking, for sure. And we do have a meal prep guide. If you're interested in that, just comment below. We are happy to send you the link. It's a free resource to help make meal prepping easy and simple. And really, you know, if you're a busy person, that's even more reason that you need to meal prep.
Yep.
Okay, so mistake number 3, thirsty. All right. A lot of people don't drink enough water. So always have a water bottle near you, preferably 1 liter. It will trigger you to drink your water. It's one of the first lessons we do in the Transformer program is to try to get people to drink half their body weight in ounces of water a day. So, and you can, if you really hate the taste of water, you could use like a 0-calorie sweetener or an electrolyte or something like that. But I want to encourage you to have at least 1 bottle of pure water. Your taste buds will adjust over time. Drinking water can help you just to stay fuller. All right. It also helps. I've noticed clients say that they feel more energy and their skin looks better too when they start drinking water. So being tired, this is a huge one. Make sure you get 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep at night. It's not enough to just get the hours in. You want to make sure that they are quality. And so we have an entire lesson on this in the Transformer program about how to optimize your sleep. Things like getting blackout curtains, stuff like that, can really make a difference. So when you don't get enough sleep, what happens? Testosterone goes down, cortisol goes up, which can also create more carb cravings. Your immune system can tank. Your ghrelin, the hunger hormone, goes up. And so you actually naturally are hungrier because your body is looking for energy. And studies have shown that people eat on average 500 more calories a night when they get less than 7 hours of sleep. And 3 nights in a row can actually really drop testosterone levels. So sleep is so important. And a lot of people think I'm good with 7, I'm just fine. But when they get 8, they actually are like, wow, I feel superhuman. So please do yourself a favor, try to get to bed at a set time every night, have a half hour of wind down time with no electronics, maybe a hot bath, read a book, whatever. You don't want the blue light from the electronics stimulating your brain and keeping you awake. Set time also helps your circadian rhythm, so your body gets used to, okay, it's time to shut down, it's time to go to bed. This will really help with your cravings and your hunger, because most people have tremendous carb cravings when they don't get enough sleep. All right, another one. Well, we talked about being tired, and there's more information here. It says here, researchers found that severely sleep-deprived people are as much as 55% more likely to become obese than people who get enough sleep. All right, making a poor out of balance diet. All right. So having nutrients like protein and fiber and healthy fats can help you feel satiated and full. And if you don't eat enough protein at every meal, If you don't have enough fiber in your diet, and 90% of Americans don't, you're just going to feel hungrier sooner. A well-balanced meal should keep you feeling full for about 4 hours.
So,
Okay.
an example of that is, there's this lovely picture of pizza right here. Normally, whenever people have pizza for dinner, for the majority of households, it's pizza. That's it. There's nothing to go with it. So you could add a salad to the side with pizza. You can have a slice of pizza and some salad to go with it. You get your veggies, you get your fiber, you can add more protein to that salad, and then you also get the enjoyment of still having pizza, because let's face it, pizza is amazing. It tastes great. I'm not going to completely get rid of it out of my diet, but you have to make ways to enjoy the foods that you enjoy while balancing it in your overall nutrition.
Yeah, pizza is great. But I've gotten to the point where I actually want extra veggies on my pizza, or I want a salad with it. It's not just because the pizza tastes good, but I feel better personally when I have a salad with my pizza. So, and it also means that I eat less pizza, which is higher calorie. I'm still getting pizza and I enjoy it, but I'm also getting in my vegetables every day, which makes
And
me
I,
feel good.
I want to say this here too. All salads are not created equal. And what I mean by that is if you take a bag of lettuce, throw some carrots on it, and call it a salad, that's probably going to get pretty boring. Switch up your salad. It doesn't have to be the same all the time. Add some pepperoncinis to it, add some olives to it. Change up the flavor of your salad, because you're going to get bored if you're just eating a bowl of lettuce. I mean, realistically, change the veggies out. Be flexible.
Totally.
Yeah.
I used to think that salads were something that you always had on the side, like and only at a restaurant before the main meal, right? And now I'm happy having like a large salad, but I also add like a warm protein to it. I had some buffalo chicken on my salad
Oh
yesterday.
yeah,
I'll
so
add some
good.
seeds and dried cranberries. And I make my own dressing, which honestly takes 5 minutes and tastes better than anything in the bottle. So you can make your salads these luscious, beautiful, delicious meals. You just kind of got to get out of your head and realize there are different ways of doing things. Look online, Google for some salad recipes. They can be very hearty.
Yeah.
So
And you can also add fruit into your salad as well. It's really good.
yeah, I like to cut up apples because I like a little crunch in my salad too. So carbohydrates, yes. So whenever you try to eliminate a food group, it tends to leave more and more cravings for that particular food group, right? You cut out carbs, guess what happens? You start craving carbs. So don't cut out foods. There are no bad foods. You can lose weight, even if you're diabetic, eating carbohydrates, okay? So definitely find a way to work those in. Now it's a spectrum for carbohydrates, right? On one end, you've got quick digesting, high sugar carbohydrate drinks like colas. And on the other end, you've got vegetables like broccoli, okay? And there's a whole spectrum. And we don't tell you to cut out any of those. But obviously, if you're dieting, you want more on this side than you do on this side, right? Because a soda is just going to go through you. It's not going to be very satiating.
I like to
Broccoli,
call, yeah,
eat a
I
lot
like
of
to,
broccoli, you'll be full. But
Mhm.
but again, if you don't like broccoli, we wouldn't want you to eat it because you're not going to be able to adhere to it. You got to find a way
Yeah.
to prepare broccoli so it's enjoyable, or try a different vegetable. What were you going to say, Tiffany?
I was going to say that I like to kind of look at some things as empty calories. So for me, a soda is empty calories. It's a bunch of calories. I'm not really getting much out of it other than, a blast of sugar.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. But face it, sometimes you are craving a soda. I've kind of trained myself, so I just do diet sodas now.
yeah.
But
Oh,
I
absolutely. I
think it's
think
the
that,
80-20 rule, right? Like
yep.
80% of what you should eat should be those unrefined whole carbohydrates like vegetables and fruits and legumes. And I
Mhm.
don't know why people are hating on fruits now. I think it's terrible advice that some health professionals are giving. Fruits are fine. It's not a particular food group that makes us overweight. It's the amount of something that we're eating. We're just overeating in general.
Yep.
So fruit is absolutely fine. Vegetables, legumes, they're all extremely healthy. Whole grain breads, stuff like that. I mean, rice, why is rice demonized? People in Asia eat rice twice a day. They don't have the obesity problem we do. We keep throwing the baby out with the bathwater when it comes to food groups. Regardless, enjoy your carbohydrates. Just try to have more of the unrefined carbohydrates because you'll feel fuller. Okay. And if you're going to have your carbohydrates, have them in a mixed meal with protein and make sure there's some fiber there. Okay. Another one, common mistake with our clients. They don't eat enough protein. How much protein do you think our clients are eating on average when they come see us?
Not even like half a, let's see, not even 0.5 grams per their target body weight. It's,
yeah, they're eating probably 50 grams a day, like, which they're barely meeting the recommended daily allowance to prevent disease and death. And no wonder why they're lacking in energy. They don't feel full. Protein is a game changer for many of our clients. And so we recommend protein at every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and maybe even a little protein for a snack, like an apple with a piece of string cheese or something like that.
Well, and that's the thing too, is a lot of times people think of protein and they think, oh, chicken, oh, meat. Well, that's not where the only places where you can get your protein. You can get your protein sources from your cheese. You've got protein in yogurt. There's protein in, cottage cheese is a great source of protein. So there's different options to get that protein in if you don't want to add any more meat to your diet.
Yeah, vegans can also get protein through plant-based sources and tofu and edamame and things like that. But as you see here in this guide, a study of overweight teenage girls found that when they ate a protein-filled breakfast, they had fewer cravings. And we also offer a resource. If you want it, just type in the comments, send me the high protein breakfast guide. It's a freebie one we created for you. High protein breakfast recipes that you can create.
Y'all are getting all the freebies today.
Yeah, but you have to comment below in order to get them. So another study found that when overweight men increased their daily protein intake to 25% of their calories, it cut their cravings by 60%. We have seen this in our clients. Their carbohydrate cravings, like simple carbohydrate cravings, go way down when they start having more protein. And protein sources like Greek yogurt, eggs, poultry, fish, legumes, lean meats, tofu, and plant-based alternatives all count. Mistake number 7, getting stressed. So stress is linked to weight gain. I mean, for some people, when they're severely stressed, they don't want to eat, but eventually that changes and you want to, like, you have a breakup, right? Breakup, maybe you feel horrible, you don't want to eat anything, but eventually you're face down in a pint of Ben and Jerry's ice cream. So, stress can lead us to make poor food decisions. We seek comfort. We tend to then overeat on these comfort foods. And so it's really important to manage your stress. And this is actually lesson 10 in the Transformer program on stress management. When you manage your stress, it helps to manage your weight. Sometimes actually all the time, our weight gain is the result of all these other behaviors, right? Not managing stress, not enough sleep, not prepping for meals, not having enough protein at every meal. All of that creates a downstream effect of weight gain. Okay. Also, your body does release cortisol. That can lead to weight gain, but typically it's water related. It can, though, cause more weight gain around the midsection, where your body preferentially stores fat around the stomach. So we go into what you can do about that in the guide. Here's another one. Managing your environment and your emotions. Okay. I think we have learned that food can be a comfort and a coping mechanism, and it can change our physiology. Like, we eat something maybe sugary and we feel better for a couple seconds, and when we're feeling stressed or anxious or whatever, and we reach for these foods, we do so because we know for a couple seconds we're going to feel better, and it changes our physiology. But if we are always relying on food for comfort, we can have a weight problem.
Yep.
And we have to find other ways to manage our weight that are healthier for us and have better outcomes for us.
And something here, it says your environment. So we're very social beings. Like as a human, we want to be around our friends. We want to be around our families. A lot of times when we get around our friends and we get around our families, we tend to eat. We tend to do it, hey, let's go out for dinner. Hey, let's go grab lunch. Hey, let's do brunch. So perhaps it's something worth thinking about. What can I do with my family that focuses on quality time, but does not revolve around food? What can I do with my friends? How can we hang out in an environment that has nothing to do with eating? And that's, a big problem that a lot of people have is that every time we do something socially, food is always there. Hungry or not, because it's offered, we tend to gravitate towards it, especially if it's like buffet style. Hey, let's eat this. So staying away from the food at a buffet style environment is also a great tip. If you're across the room from it, you're less likely to snack on it than if you're sitting right next to it.
Yeah. The studies have shown that when people turn their backs to the buffet table, they eat less because they're less triggered. But we believe in celebrating, these events with your family, enjoying food, enjoying Thanksgiving. In
Yes.
fact, we'll be doing a talk about, tips for holiday eating. We actually encourage our clients not to try to diet on special events and holidays, but just be mindful, because really it's only maybe 6 days out of the year: Christmas, a birthday, Thanksgiving, etc. Those 6 days are not going to cause a problem for you. It's all the days outside that are the problem, right? And how people tend to eat. So enjoy those days and just be mindful. But our environment is really important, because let's say you go out with friends for wings night. Can you make better choices instead of having the wings and the beer if you're trying to lose weight? Could you have something else and still enjoy it? Some people can't. They feel really deprived. In that case, I would recommend a mindset shift. I am choosing these foods. Remember your goal. But environment really is important. You don't want to have triggers on the counter. My husband sometimes will bring home candy and leave it on the counter. I'm not a huge candy eater, but if I see candy on the counter, I'm going to have some. So and it's almost automatic and reflexive. So I have to say, please, could you put it in the cupboard? When it's in the cupboard, I don't think about it. So set your environment up so you can be successful. If things are there in front of you, it's just going to be so much harder for you. As it says, these triggers seem automatic, so you don't even think about them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and regarding your emotions too, it is a difficult one to manage your emotions and not turn to food when you're feeling emotional or needing some comfort. But it's really important to work on other responses. Okay, so there are some tips here as well, okay, about managing your responses and trigger foods and things like that. Now, here's another mistake: under fueling for tough workouts. We see this as well. Some of our clients absolutely love to exercise, but they don't fuel themselves adequately. They have a huge drop in blood sugar. They feel terrible. And maybe then they overeat after the workout. So you want to fuel yourself throughout the day, and you want to fuel yourself well. Fuel yourself for performance. That's why we call this program Eat for Your Goals. Okay. And don't undereat carbohydrates if you are an endurance athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we talked about that. Underfueling for your tough workouts. So here you go. There's a number of things you can do to cut down on the intensity, to cut down on the number of cravings you have, to cut down on hunger. And the major steps are outlined in this document as well. So this is all part of our Eat for Your Goals course. If you're interested in it, it is $30. And I'm just going to show you where it is here. It includes, this is one of the bonuses. There's another one on cracking the food label code, a video lesson, how to use our macro calculator on our website, and all about flexible dieting and counting macros. Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to add, Tiffany?
No, I really think that if you're on the fence about buying this, go ahead and buy it. There's so much that you can learn from this course. If you're curious about, well, why do I need protein? If you want to dive a little deeper in that, this course will go a little bit deeper into that. It's just great information, and if you are dieting, it's good to have that information on hand so you can understand the why of the choices that you're making. When you know why you're making those choices, it's easier to make those choices. At least for me, I'm a data person. I like to know the why of why I'm doing what I'm doing in order to make progress.
Yeah. And even if you don't buy this course, we just hope that that was helpful and gets you thinking, like, maybe I'm underfueling, maybe I'm not eating enough protein or getting enough sleep or managing my stress, etc. And if you would like the high protein breakfast recipe guide, just comment below, send me the high protein breakfast recipe guide, and we will contact you with the link. What was the other freebie I was offering? Oh, meal prep
Meal
guide.
prep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's also a freebie if you would like that. Okay, well, thank you for your time today. And next week, we're going to be talking about tips for holiday eating because Thanksgiving is coming.
Right around the corner.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, I want to talk about how different bodies, like I guess if you're into different sports, there's sort of an optimal body for each sport. Okay, so we will talk about that, and that is a request from somebody who messaged me about an article about runners. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, we love your questions, so send them in. Okay. Yeah. All right, we hope you have an awesome weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Any questions, please comment down below. We'll be
Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.